Before this video starts, make sure you are subscribed because we are aiming to get 500 subs. Also, drop a comment and a like if you enjoyed Hibber's Training League. In the early days of ioSoccer, one man dared to reinvent how players learned the game. Hibber was his name, the inventor of Hibber's Training League. Hibber's Training League wasn't just another Discord group, it was a revolution. Where else could complete noobs get one-on-one coaching from top players in intense 4 versus 4 matches? This was the proving ground where future prospects like Milos, Rum, Beast and Mick first started playing. At its peak, HTL matches were pulling thousands of viewers, rivaling official events. The community had spoken. They wanted raw, unfiltered talent development, paired great production value.
He's doing it, bicycle! Oh my god! Oh my god! What a goal! Did you see this? Okay, now back to the start. Real Madrid is winning 1-0. Oh, what a ball by Mick! It's a cheeky one. Now Ents is going. Ents is shooting. Oh, from the post! What a goal by Ents!
But this success came at a cost. Arian, head of the official iOS league, saw HTL's growth as a direct threat. Internal messages reveal he called it unregulated competition and accused Hibber of stealing our viewership. In January 2023, the hammer fell. HTL was forcibly shut down, its Discord server nuked overnight. Months after HTL's destruction, Hibber would be voted ioSoccer's best midfielder, proving exactly why his training system worked. To this day, players whisper about Hibber and how his training league inspired a younger generation of ioSoccer players. Some say Arian's league later copied HTL's formats. Others claim Hibber still trains players in secret. One thing's certain, ioSoccer never saw anything like HTL again. Mick and Rum bans. 2023's most explosive ioSoccer scandal wasn't about hacks or toxicity, but something far darker. When admins Arian and MTZ suddenly banned stars Mick, Nunes and Rum for human trafficking, the community was stunned. But the truth, this was really about protecting Drifty, the most notorious ban evader in ioSoccer history. Bans came with no evidence, just a vague Discord announcement. Community demanded proof, but admins locked all threads. The streets of ioSoccer were protesting with hashtag #FreeMick and Rum, trending for weeks. Later, Mick and Rum were released under strict supervision. But why they were banned still remains a mystery to this day. Ghost goal. It was the goal that defied the laws of the game. The shot that never should have counted, but did. This is the story of Arctic's ghost goal. Tigris versus raw talent. Arctic takes the shot, a desperate attempt from the wing, and it sails wide, clearly wide, by at least 2 meters. But then, the net glitches. The game registers a goal, 1-0, Tigres. Raw talent's players lose their minds, protests erupt, the pause button is spammed, the admins scramble to review the footage, and there's no denying it. The ball never went in. The decision, goal disallowed.
Massimiliano Irati, and it's been disallowed.
They disallowed it.
It's been disallowed for.
Tigres fans cried, scripted. Raw Talent's owner rage quit esports soon after. And Arctic, his name was forever tied to the most infamous glitch in ioSoccer history. Borgar, Thailand. This is Borgar's story. Imagine being forced to work in a Thai sweatshop, only to become one of ioSoccer's greatest players, at 300 ping. In 2024, Norwegian phenom Borgar vanished. No warnings, no goodbyes. Months later, rumors surfaced. He'd been trafficked to Bangkok, forced to assemble electronics in a factory by day, and play ioSoccer by night on a smuggled laptop. While his captors slept, Borgar would crouch behind machinery, fingers flying across a cracked screen. 300 ping, unstable Wi-Fi. Yet, somehow, he kept winning. He became Volare's secret weapon, their star player who only queued at 3 a.m. Central European Time. After 11 months, Boga earned his freedom in the sickest way possible, by being named Slave of the Month for outstanding productivity. The reward? A one-way ticket home. Today, he's back in Norway, still playing, still winning. He also makes music beats and performs in clubs all across Norway.
Yeah, that story is bullshit. Borga just likes Ladyboy cock. Big time.
Geva gifts. For years, one name was synonymous with ioSoccer culture, Geva, the Russian sensation whose hilarious gifs became the language of the entire community. His Geva face became the official meme of ioSoccer. Even the developers used his gifs in patch notes. December 2022. A mysterious player, Albert Hacker, begins targeting Geva. He deleted his entire GIF archive, doxed his real identity, leading to real-life harassment. Geva quit everything, deleted all socials. ioSoccer's meme culture never recovered. Some say if you type !Geva in old Discord servers, his last GIF still loads for exactly 3 seconds, then the message deletes itself. Wing Wanderers miracle, a team that was dead last in the league, written off by everyone, and yet they defied all odds. This is the story of Wing Wanderers and their unbelievable run to the Hibbers Cup final, led by the indomitable Jordan Williams and captained by the heart and soul of the team, Fraser. Wing Wanderers began a journey that no one could have predicted. First, they shocked everyone by beating Flame FC. Then came Mafia FC to make it to the Hibbers Cup final. It was a run for the ages, with Wing Wanderers defying expectations at every turn, toppling titans and showing the world that heart and determination could rewrite history. In the final, all eyes were on the underdogs. Wing Wanderers faced off against Hogs, led by Tees, the undisputed best player of that time. Jordan Williams' squad, already physically drained from their journey, was hit by a wave of illness. Players started falling sick, one by one. Fraser could barely lead his team, as Wing Wanderers were left fighting an opponent they couldn't even keep up with. A miracle story turned tragic. But sometimes, it's the stories of failure that inspire the most. Wing Wanderers may not have won the Hibbers Cup, but their heart, courage, and perseverance against all odds are what truly made them champions. Time faded. Yo, you remember Time? Yeah, that guy. He wasn't just your average player. Nah, he was the guy, running the ioSoccer scene with his mad YouTube commentary skills. People were loving him, fam. But here's where it gets mad. You see, Time was always out here flexing, like he thought he was untouchable. But one day, man got faded in school.
Into history, still high as fuck.
And I'm talking not just the normal kind of faded. Time got hit harder than a through ball from slab. Like he was out here, thinking he could take on anyone. But then boom, something went wrong. This wasn't just losing a match, fam. Nah, this was something way deeper. Yo, Slab, you remember Time, right? The YouTube legend?
Of course, man. Tam was the voice of ioSoccer. His commentators were fire. Everyone knew him.
How do you feel when he just disappeared after the whole coma thing?
It hit hard, bro. Dude was on top 1 minute, gone the next. Still don't know what really happened. It's crazy.
Slab, how faded was Time really? Like, did he ever recover from that?
Bro, Time got faded so hard, it was like he fell off the map. No one's ever seen someone go out like that.
But Time's memory? That's still here. No cap. His commentary was legendary.
I hit it. Did a blink on some Fulcrum type of shit.
And he left his mark on the community. But where'd he go? That's the real mystery, bro. Jordan Williams diss tracks. Jordan Williams, an ioSoccer name that's more than just a player. This guy was falsely permabanned, but instead of disappearing, he came back with a vengeance. After a series of unfortunate events, Jordan found himself banned for something he didn't even do. A permaban. Straight up. The community didn't believe it, but it happened. But Jordan wasn't about to let that slide. Instead of giving up, he dropped diss tracks that shook the community. Lyrics fired up, calling out the system and making waves across the scene. As he built a name for himself, Jordan didn't just stay in the music game. He helped run Hibbers Training League, a league that became legendary in its own right. But it wasn't just about ioSoccer for him anymore. His music started to take off.
He said wants improving. He's been smoking crack.
Today, Jordan Williams isn't just a top-tier player in ioSoccer. He's an international performer, lighting up stages around the world. From a false permaban to global stardom, Jordan's comeback story is one for the ages. Kim Dokuzda, let me take you back to the origins of one of the most legendary terms in ioSoccer, Kim 9D. Kim 9 was thinking about how he could roast CF players after a game. These guys couldn't score to save their lives, and Kim 9, he was on fire, dominating them. So, what does he do? He comes up with a new term to flex on them, Kim 9D. It was inspired by a Russian CS2 player named Donk. Whenever Donk made an insane play, Twitch chat would spam Donk like crazy. Kim thought, if Donk can have his moment, why not me? I'm dominating out here, I need my own term. And just like that, Kim 9 was born. Kim 9 has many memes and videos around it, which makes this meme so popular and known. Unreal Engine. Remember when ioSoccer promised the switch to Unreal Engine? The hype was real. Fans were excited, thinking the game was about to get an insane upgrade. But here we are, still no Unreal Engine update. A while back, the ioSoccer devs made a bold promise. We're upgrading to Unreal Engine. The community went wild. Better graphics, smoother gameplay, and a fresh new look. Everyone thought it was the next big thing for the game. But then, silence. Weeks turned to months, and months turned to years. No real updates, no teasers, no Unreal Engine news. The devs had dropped the bombshell, but the follow-up was nowhere to be found. Fast forward to now, and we're still waiting. There's no official word, no roadmap, nothing. The Unreal Engine promise, still a mystery. Dylan versus Alfie. Two of the biggest names in ioSoccer, two legends. And when it came to rivalry, these two were like the Messi versus Ronaldo of the game, but with a little more junk in the trunk. That's right, Dylan and Alfie weren't just competing for the top spot. They were fighting for the ultimate title, the Footballer of the Year. From the start, Dylan and Alfie were always going at it, whether on the pitch or off it. They had one goal, to be the king of the virtual field. But it wasn't just about who scored more goals. It was about who could throw the best insults too. Dylan would say, "You run slower than a McDonald's drive-through," while Alfie would fire back with, "Bro, I thought you were the goalie, but it looks like you're just blocking the buffet." These two weren't just rivals in the game, they were competing for the most prestigious title of all, the Footballer of the Year, an award given to the player who dominates the virtual pitch and the buffet table. This wasn't your typical Ballon d'Or. It was all about who could eat the most and still play like a champ. And in the end, after years of battling it out, it was time for the Footballer of the Year award. The trophy, the Burger d'Or, and surprise, it was a tie. Dylan and Alfie both claimed the crown, sharing the title of the greatest food players of all time. GW ban.
So basically, it was the year of 2023, in January, I still believe. I was just wandering around, I was just minding my own business, and then, out of all sudden, Demzo just came to me and he said, "Well, I have an idea. Why don't I just try out the hacks in ioSoccer?" And I said, "Okay." Then he tried the hacks in a public server with no one in it, just me and him. And then after like a quick 10-minute, like just trying out hacks, and he just like decided to delete it. But he got banned eventually, and I myself got dragged into this mess because I basically knew the guy, and somehow I just aid him. That's what they say, but it's not very true. And yeah, that's how I got banned. Me and one of my friends, for just knowing the guy.
Sitting on sheep. Meet the Ukrainian farmer boy who, through no fault of his own, found himself sitting on a sheep. Life wasn't easy for this kid. The farm was small, and the money? Well, it was even smaller. He couldn't afford a chair. Heck, he could barely afford to feed himself. But as they say, necessity is the mother of invention. So, what does he do? He improvises. What better way to solve the no chair problem than by sitting on the one thing that's always available? A sheep. So what did he learn? Well, sometimes life doesn't give you chairs, but if you're lucky, it gives you sheep. And as for his fame? Well, it's proof that sometimes the most unexpected solutions make the biggest impact. Inner Circle. They called themselves the Inner Circle, ioSoccer's most dangerous players. Not because of their skills, but because of what they did when the servers went dark. It started small. Private tournaments with shady stakes, crypto payouts, stolen accounts. Then it escalated. Match fixing, distributed denial of service attacks, even blackmail. They called themselves the Inner Circle, and if you crossed them, you didn't just lose, you disappeared from the game entirely. But in 2024, it all came crashing down. An ex-girlfriend of one member leaked hundreds of DMs, threats, bribes, even plans to hack the servers. The FBI got involved. 12 players across 5 countries were arrested. The Inner Circle was finished. The players were sentenced. Their accounts wiped. But some say the circle never really disbanded. But nobody knows what happened to the members. But this dark time of ioSoccer still remains a mystery. Alcatraz. Born in the depths of an unmoderated ioSoccer server, Alcatraz started as a joke. Their name, a tribute to being permanently muted, banned, or jailed in every server they touched. They were loud, toxic, reckless. But on the pitch, absolute monsters. What made them legendary wasn't just their gameplay, it was the aura. They were rumored to play only during storms, syncing their matches with lightning strikes. Some claimed Slomby had built an illegal match-fixing ring on the dark web, where crypto bettors waged thousands on friendlies nobody even knew were happening. It said he once DDoSed a match he was playing in, just to reset the momentum. Hayden played with a broken hand for 3 months. Pato never used voice comms. He communicated through ball touches only. Slumby and Mia were believed to be cousins who practiced 1 versus 1s in a custom-made private server running on 5 times gravity. Patitos? Never practiced, only showed up to finals, and still scored. Then came the fall. Slomby was arrested. Nobody really knows why. Some say tax fraud. Others say he hacked an anti-cheat dev just to find out who banned him from a community cup. After that, Alcatraz scattered like shadows. Never disbanded, just vanished. Yet, their influence lives on. Every chaotic playstyle, every underdog story, every wild mechanical solo run in modern ioSoccer has a bit of Alcatraz in it. Laviana. They say Laviana was the kind of player who never shouted, never tilted, and never gave up on you, even when everyone else had. During his time in NTA, Laviana noticed a new player on the team, a complete rookie. Couldn't pass, always out of position, and got flamed in every scrim. Most teams would have kicked him after one night, but Laviana didn't. He DM'd the kid after the match and said, "Hey man, I see potential. Want to train a bit this weekend?" They trained. Quietly. No stream, no flex. Just private lobbies, positional drills, and long talks about game sense, teamwork, and confidence. That rookie? He would later go on to become a solid starter for RT. When Laviana joined RT, he was praised for his clean passes and calm shot calling, but he still spent time mentoring struggling players in silvers and tier 5s. He'd pop into random discords and run drills with people he didn't know. Once, After losing 0-8 in a pug, he stayed in voice chat for 40 minutes to comfort a young striker who was crying because he felt like he ruined the game. But over time, Laviana started to show up less. His voice got quieter in scrims. He didn't queue ranked. One day, he missed a match and simply typed in, "Discord, take care of each other." And then, he vanished. Some say he left to pursue coaching IRL. Others think he burned out. Too much toxicity, too much weight carried for others. ioSoccer Russian Mafia. In most games, you win by playing better, but in the Russian ioSoccer underworld, you won by playing dumb enough to fool the bettors. This is the story of how a group of Russian players created one of the most absurd and strangely successful match-fixing empires ioSoccer has ever seen. It all started in 2020, when a group of sweaty Russian ioSoccer players realized something. Nobody was watching Tier 6 games, but everyone was betting on them. So they did what any rational Eastern European squad would do. They made a gambling ring. Private servers, hidden lobbies, VPNs on top of VPNs. You could place bets through a Telegram bot called iOS Bet, which would send you odds like lemon hat trick and 2 slide tackles, 4.25x. The matches were rigged down to the last second. Eventually, the scheme got too big. Too many people were in on it. Someone snitched. Some say it was an inside man named Sergei 9 who lost 4 bets in a row. The Russian mafia vanished overnight. Their server shut down. The Telegram bot disappeared. And to this day, no one knows what happened to them. Monkey John. Monkey John was no ordinary player. This guy got the ban from every official match. Why? Getting rid of the ioSoccer servers. Monkey John was sent to the naughty corner, banned for life. But did he cry about it? Nope. Monkey John swaggered into the public servers, ioSoccer's Wild West, where 4 versus 4 games are a clown fiesta of noobs and trick shots. This dude was a one-man wrecking crew, spinning, flipping, and scoring goals so nuts the scoreboard begged for mercy. Public lobbies worshipped him. Monkey John, they'd chant, as he dunked on AI keepers like they owed him money. His fame got so big, the Hibbers Training League said, "Fine, we'll take the band boy." And oh boy did Monkey John deliver. He snatched the golden boot, the top scorer prize, 3 years straight. Fighting man. Tyson stormed into ioSoccer like a heavyweight champ, dodging lag and noobs with fists of fury. The rumor went bonkers. Is this Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King, moonlighting as a virtual striker? Tyson was a goal-scoring machine, racking up a mental 1.63 goals per game on average. That's not just good, that's levels of domination. Phoenix United, one of ioSoccer's hotshot teams, saw the spark in Tyson. This lad was their rising star, an upcoming talent ready to dominate the competitive scene. His flair for long-range screamers had scouts buzzing. But then, disaster struck. Not a missed penalty, not a red card, but something far worse. Tyson got permabanned. The crime, theft of Pepsi Max. Yep, you heard that right. Our boy allegedly nicked a virtual fizzy drink, and the ioSoccer mods threw the book at him. No appeal, no mercy, just a lifetime ban from the servers. The Speed Demon. Meet the Speed Demon, a rare entity who didn't just run. They teleported across the pitch, dribbling past entire teams in a heartbeat, scoring before the keeper could blink. This wasn't skill, it was sorcery. Players swore their screens glitched, just watching the streak of digital lightning tear through defenses like they were paper. The Speed Demon was seen once. One match, one server, one terrifying moment. No replays, no recordings, just shell-shocked players left jabbering in the lobby. Was it a hacker, a glitch in the Matrix, or something darker? Some say the demon's speed broke the game's code, leaving echoes of their run in the servers.